So if everyone in here are ready, right? Can you guys see my screen? Good? Yeah. So yeah. All right. So everyone can see my screen. So first thing first, what you need to do, you will not have any edit function in here. So you see this saffron on the top here, and then you can just say duplicate, and you should be able to edit now. It's creating copy for your file, and you can just close the one that I have, and then you can follow me along internally on your own board. Okay, all right, make sense? All right, again, like I said, please just unmute yourself. Stop me anytime that you want. I will go back. I will try to reframe things. If it doesn't make sense, I will repeat again until you guys until it makes sense. Okay, because this is important. Why design system? Design system is one of the things that everyone, especially UX designer one, need to know before they even can get a job for junior position or even intern. In Expedia alone, you need to know design system. If it is in Expedia, they will asking you, have you worked with design system before? But if you say no, you get cut off. Like no one interested on you. Because we have so much robust design system in the big company like Expedia, Amazon, Microsoft. We have big design system. You have to know the basic to understand those complex design system. I'm teaching you guys here of what is design system is and how do you build it. Therefore, next time when you're trying to get a job or trying to build a new project, you will work so much faster, right? Sounds good? Okay, so what is design system? Design system is a building blocks. It's a UI pattern and it's a rules. It's everything that create your design. It's basically your rule book. Basically, you have like your, what's that called? Your dictionary. This is design system is. When I was first starting my UX career, okay, I don't build design system at all, and it take me so long to finish it. But once I understand design system, okay, it take me maybe like 25% of my time to just finish one project. So that's how much it will help you when you're creating a good design system. All right. So if you still do not understand, okay, think of it like a Lego. You want to build all of this complex Lego, right? But you have all of these pieces. The pieces here, this part is your design system. This is the component that building up for your design system. And why do you need to build this one before you build this? Because number one, you need to start from the basic, right? You're not going from this to this, but you're going from this side, correct? So this is what design system is. For today, we're building up that. We're building up these pieces so we can make this complicated design. All right. So this is gonna be maybe about 2 parts. I'm not sure where the second part is. I think CJ will know more than me, but it's gonna be 2 parts. Okay. So let's get into the exercise here. So we're building up, trying to build something simple. This landing pages, very simple, right? Only have the header, right? Like the font, like a large font, smaller font, and a button. That's it. That's how easy it is, right? It's very easy. I bet you guys, when you guys first started, you guys just grab this, put that here, grab there, put that there, and call it good, right? But the thing is, yes, you can do that. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're building the exact same design that you're trying to build. But you're missing the point here. What happens if you are doing the prototype and you have 100 iterations of same design? Do you want to change one of them like one by one, 100 times? That's taking too long, right? This is what design system is. Design system is like your library. So let's building up from the ground up, from the very simple one first. Okay? So font or typeface is the fundamental design. Is fundamental design. Is the first thing first that you need to build. Second one is the color, but I will not building up the color here because I really do not care about the color for now. But I want to put the emphasis on the font. Okay, so let's just delete that part over here because it's not really needed. The right part, the one that I was showing you, is the one that we really needed. So it really doesn't matter of what kind of design that you will do in this exercise, because everything in this exercise you can apply it for your own, for your own design later. All right, so let's building up this. Please tell me on the chat or like put that in the emoji or something. Do you guys know about 4-pixel grid rules or 8-pixel grid rules? Do you guys know anything about that? Put that like a thumbs up if you do not know, and hands up if you know. So if you know, please put the hands up. Or like tell me that you know. Okay, all right. So for those of you that do not know of what is 8-pixel grid rules or 4-pixel grid rules, it is fundamentally a rules that being used to make things simpler for people that code things, and it basically industry standard. You're not doing 5, you're not making it your font to 5, 10, 75, and so on, or even 10, 70, 80. No, you're making it 4. So anything times 4. So if you have your font starting from 4, 8, 12, 16, and so on. If you want to know more about 4-pixel rules, I put a link in here for you on the top of here. You can read that, and that is what the 4-pixel baseline grid rules is mean. So let's creating things right now. Right. So let's creating like a header. But then this is the biggest header that you can get. So the font is this is not it. 72, let's just say 72, okay? And to set up a font style is very simple. So you gotta make sure that this is all 72, right? You can see this one. There's 4 dots, and then you can creating a style. Okay, and you can just type this one as H1. H1 usually is called heading 1. Heading 1 usually the biggest one. Heading 2nd is second biggest one. Heading 3rd is third, and so on. You can have as many heading as you want, depending on how the complex of your design is. Okay, so let's just make maybe like 3 kind of headings. So this is heading 1. Heading 1, this is just a heading 2. So heading 2, let's just detach this one. And heading 2 might be 8 pixel lower. So -8. Oh, 72 minus 8. 72 minus 8, 64. Maybe this one is a heading 3, kind of like -8 too. Right, come on. -8. Okay, and then maybe like one more, heading 4, and then it's maybe like -8. Oh, 4 minus 8.
Evan, can you send the link again? It says they're getting an error when they open the file you sent them.
Oh, you cannot open it?
It pops up error.
Sure, let me just go back. Oops, somebody deleting it. No worries. I can send you guys this one. You guys open that?
Nope, it doesn't work. Error.
It's still not working? Okay.
No.
Anyone with the link? Let's see. Wait, I see a lot of people getting me already. How about that one?
Mine says you found a bug.
Huh? Sorry?
It says you found a bug. But the smiley face.
Still not working?
Nope.
No.
Huh. All right. So let me try this. Yeah. This is frustrating. Okay. So let me just copy this one, another one. Let's just duplicate this again. Figma. The Figma sir. Oh, okay. All right. So this is not your problem. This is Figma problem. Figma have a, look at that. Figma account the internal error.
Yeah, the server seemed to be down.
The server is down. So
Wow.
that
Well-
is unfortunate. What's going on here? Let's see.
But I guess we're lucky. We still have your screen working. You can look
Well,
through your
my
screen.
screen is working perfectly. Hold on a second. If I close this one, I bet that I cannot work.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think
all
we
right.
can just still go with this one.
All right, so let me just show you how it's done, okay? And then again, you guys know me from the Discord. Like you can see the Patrick, and then that's gonna be me. I'm Patrick there, so you can just contact me, and I can show you guys again here. So, all right, so let's just continue here. So you got 4 type of the heading here, and each of the second, third, and the fourth one, we haven't make it as a style yet. So we need to make it as a style. So just say this one is H2, right? Because it's heading 2. Make this one is heading 3. Make this one is heading 4. All right. Oops, it's not it. H4. Okay. All right. So you got all of this heading, but how do I work? How do I use it? To use it, you can just do it like that. It's basically same thing as you typing before. But inside you have Roboto something, you have a style guide. So if you want to change it to, for example, this example, right? This is the heading 1. This is heading 2. This is heading 3. This is heading 4. Does that make sense? Make sense? Yeah? So if, for example, you want to change the size of the heading, this is the H4, right? You don't want the heading 4 anymore. You want to change it. You can modify it that way. And then when you're changing it like this, can you see what happened? What just happened? Let me show you again. So if you use heading 1 for 1,000 times, you just need to change the heading itself, and it all should be good. You can delete all of this. It doesn't matter. You can delete all of this, and it still work because you're setting it up correctly before. You have the main file. To setting it up, you can just hover over your phone, click into the H4. You see this kind of like a mixer, kind of like mixer in your volume, and then you can just adjust it as what you need. 48 or like 40, for example. But let's just go back to 48 for now. And another thing that you should do is creating a description. This is something that you may not need to do it, but if you're working in the bigger organization, you might need to do this one. Because the people who are using your product or using your design system, not just yourself, right? They maybe have your coworker working on it. So you can write description in here. Maybe you can just say H4 use for buttons, for example. You can say like that. And then whenever that you get a H4, and then people want to see the description, what it is, they can see it that side. I cannot really show you because I don't think it's in the library just yet. Yeah, even the library is enabled. What the heck? Okay, so this is Figma problem. So it's unfortunate that now we have Figma server error, but what it can do is when you check in the library, they have a note of what it is, or you can just seeing it in here, use for button only or something. They have a note actually how you can use that. All right, so per se that we already creating this, right? So now let's creating the subheading or like the text or whatever that you want to call it. So I just call this one a subheading, creating this one as subheading, usually like sub. Again, creating this plus button, type it subheading one. All right, subheading one may be that, and then you can, again, you can continue to do so until it makes sense to you, right? So until how many typeface it need. Again, the idea is there. So let me just delete the one that I do not need. This I do not need anymore. We're already creating it. So this type, we probably need to create this one. So I just call this one a link because all of these typeface are linked, right? So I just call this one a link. Just create that style again, link. Right. So we got the typeface of link. There's two ways to do it. If I will show you both. Okay, I will show you both. To create a link, you can just type like that and then change the link, right? So you get a typeface of the link. What is the typeface that the link that you are trying to make? So this home exactly the same size as this one, right? Because we are copying the instances of that. But let's create this navbar now. The thing is, when you are creating a navbar or even the link itself here, we want to create a rules, right? We want to create a rules to this. What are the rules that you want to create it? So if you're looking at inside here, it's all, of course, this is a bit of bad because it just got updated. For now, this is all 10 spacing rule. It should not be 10, it should be 8. But because this is like old file, I want to show you guys what it should be. So I'm just making it 8 rows. So you got the 8 padding around. The 8 padding around of each of the link. So let's creating a link. To create a link, you can just add a link, right? And then creating this. This is a component. And you can type this one as a link, not problem. Right. I don't think that you can see that, but there you go. You can see that one, right? So component, this is, if you see these 4 dots, or even in here, you can see these 4 dots, right? Those are what they call it a component. It's a main component. But if you're copying it, you see they don't have anything above it, but they have like a kind of like a diamond shape. It's called instances. We are copying in instances of it. See that, right? Does that make sense? Make sense so far? All right. So whenever that we are changing this in the main component, it will apply to everything else. This is what you need, mainly. This is what you really need. You don't want to have repetition tags. So for example, we are creating this navbar. We have so much of the link, right? What? Home, product, pricing, about, contact. We want to have just one, which is one link. And let's creating the rules of it. So if you do not know how to layout, it is very good for you to know it now. Just Shift A, Shift A is auto layout. Oops, this is not what I'm looking for. Click on that one. Shift A is creating auto layout. Let's creating a rule. So eight padding around. So now everything here is 8 padding. Good.
Good news, Evan. Somebody posted in the chat that Bitman's working right now. It worked on my side as well.
All right. So if it is working on your side, you can continue following me or just copying the one that I have now.
Mhm.
You can just copy here and then just say duplicate and you should get what I have so far. So you can give it a try on yourself. So let me try again.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. Both links should be working right now.
Just copy the one that I have right now.
Yeah, that's a quick question. The question I want to ask is, can we still edit the font size after we add text styles for each heading?
Yep, you can. So you can edit it as much as you want because you have the admin for it. So when you are the owner of the project, you have the admin for it. So you can have this. If you do not press anything, you can see the text style, and you can have this mixture of things, and you can edit it, and everything will change like as is. However, if you are working in the bigger team, you may not have this option because only admin can change this because everything needs to be uniform, right? So the design system master is the one that's setting up all of this for you. Good. All right. So anyone know what this auto layout is, or do I need to repeat that? We good? All right. So let's creating a link then. So we have maybe how many link? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 link, right? So I just copy that 5 times. 5 times. It doesn't matter really now. Like, okay, this is a good thing of auto layout. It doesn't matter if it is like this, it really doesn't matter. You can just block everything, Shift A, and it organized for you. And maybe the spacing around here, just call it maybe like 8. 8 is a bit too small, maybe like 12 should be okay. So 12, and then we can just name this one as a home. Home, what's it? Product pricing about contact. Home, product pricing about contact. About contact. All right. So this is our top of the ball link. All right. So next, let's create this part. The social media icon over here. You can just copy everything, put it there. So I will teaching you guys what they call about variants.
Oh, Evan, before you say variants, another question asked about what does auto layout mean again?
Okay, auto layout is a function that that Figma use to organizing your stuff. Let me show you this. You see these 3 boxes over here. So in the old way, okay, so this is what you do. You just hold on Alt, right, and then make sure this is 40. Make sure this is 40. Oh yeah, this is not 40. This is like 70. This is what they do. Auto layout is making things easier. So you can just hover over everything, Shift A, or you can have it Shift A here, and I believe they have a button. Let me see. There, and then look at this. You can see the auto layout. They have a button, the auto layout. And if you see here, they have a rule. They have like a spacing. This is what the spacing are. This is the padding or padding. You see that padding on the left and the right? This padding top and bottom. You can actually do a lot of stuff in auto layout. This is what auto layout is doing. And they have separated rules too that you can do. So this is on the left side, this is on the right side, the top side, and the bottom side. Does that make sense? This is what auto layout is doing. There's another rules that is in auto layout that we will apply soon enough, but I don't really want to push you too far. But we'll come back to this box later, okay? All right, so does that make sense? Do I need to repeat again? Or everything good? And also they have this, you can see that one. This is like horizontal. I think this is vertical, this is horizontal. So you see there. Exactly. So that's all, that's the basic functionality of auto layout. Making space between elements are the same, and also making things automatically. I will show you something cool soon. Okay, just bear with me. Let's do it one by one. Okay, so let's creating this. So just call this one a social media. Okay, social media. Just call this one Twitter, and this one Facebook, right? This one is LinkedIn. All right. So you don't really need to do as much. Maybe you can just change the color if you want to, it's okay. But you want to make this one as each of the component first. I will show you something really good. If you have a main component, multiple main component, and you hover it together, you have a combined as variants here. This is combined as variant. When you click it, it becomes one component. See that one? We call it component one. In this component one, if you drag this one here, now you have an option to change to whatever that you need. See what I mean? And if you're looking at, just call this one as social media. If we are looking at the assets on the left side here, you only have one, which is social media icons. Just search social media icons. I don't know what the social media is if I don't have the icons. Okay, so you only have one. Compared to this, let me redo this. You have three now. You see what's going on? When you block, pay attention to this three. Okay, when you combine as a variant, they become one. Exactly, you can. That's where I'm getting from. Okay, bear with me here. You can add as many as you want. As many as you want. For example, this is just example. Okay, so you can just detach this, just make this one as something else. Maybe call this one LinkedIn 2 with the color of red. Okay, just add inside there, and then you can just drag it in inside the box. See, you see what I just did? Just dragging inside the box. You can have as many as you want. You can just add again here. You can you can see this add button. For example, if you want, you can just call this one LinkedIn 3, you know, and then color is green. LinkedIn 4, and 4, the color is, maybe the color is yellow. Just go yellow. Come on, where's my yellow? All right, yellow, and so on. You can add as many as you want. Why this is important? Why this is so important? Imagine that you have 100 upload icons, you'll have hundreds of the component. How headache is it for you to find it? Very, very hard for you to find this small icon when you have a big library, right? But if you condense it to one, this is social media icon. You only have one, and you can changing it to whatever that you need. Does that make sense? Maybe you don't want to name property one. Property one is kind of like, what is that? We don't know. To change it, you can just click on this one, and then you see this again. Look at the mixer color, like mixer icon, and you can name this one as type, or like maybe the what. So give me some word here, Luis. Give me some word. What should I name this one? I'm losing my thought here. Come on. What should I name here?
You can just put media.
Yeah, okay, all right. That's good. All right. So media, you can see here, media is Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. So again, for example, hey, I don't want the Facebook color is black, right? But you have thousands of iteration using black Facebook. You don't need to change 1,000 times. You can just change one, everything will change. 1,000 of this component that inherited from the main one will change. That's how powerful this design system is. Make sense?
Yeah, quick question. One of our audience asked, can we add more in the same buckets later?
Yeah, I already answered that one. Did I? Did I answer that?
Yes,
did.
I think you did. You did. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did.
Mhm.
I did answer
Yes,
that.
you did.
Yeah. All right. So let's just creating a maybe they have a free social media. I can just delete this one too if I do not need it. I can just delete that. Just add free social media. It doesn't matter what it is, right? Again, it really doesn't matter what it is for now. And then making auto layout, block everything, Shift A, or block everything. You can say block everything. Make sure that you see this grid button to make sure that you see that, okay? This grid button, and then the auto layout should be have there if you have this, if you already pressing that grid button, and just make sure it's a 12. It's a bit too close, maybe 16 or maybe 20 even. This is good enough. All right, so you got this social media spacing, and we have link. All right, so what next? What should we build here? So next, we need to build the desktop navbar itself, right? Okay, sure. You can just make auto layout and then call it good. That's easy, but it's lazy. It's also lazy. The reason why it's lazy, well, again, you need to think far. You need to think ahead. What happens if I need to change later on? What should I do? Right? Make this one as a component is the best way to do it. Make this one also as a component, then you copy each of the instances and copy the instances and making them as a navigation bar. Make sense? And then you can, all right, so this is, all right, so if you see here, or say that you have 1920 desktop, well, this is a bit too far, maybe like 720 is okay. All right, so Evan, how can I fix this one? I want 720. I want this social media on the right side. I don't really want to make sure. I don't really want this guy. Like, I don't want like this. This is not flexible. This is how powerful this auto layout is. I'll show you this. If you look on the top here, they call it hug. Hug means hugging the closest borderline. Fix means doesn't matter what it is, it will stick to that pixel or that space. Fill, what happened there? You see what happened? Just happened? Is filling the gap. Does that make sense? Is filling the gap to the right side of things. Yeah? Does that make sense? You want it to repeat again, or everyone is good? Put the hands up here, like put the thumbs up if everyone is good, and I can move forward. All right, good. Okay, so this one you can just call it fill, and everything is on the right side. So that's good, right? That's what we want. But the thing is, see this? This is the behavior that we want. We achieve it. Good job. It's done. No, not really. It's not done yet. If you see on the right side here, I make a mistake. I put this one as 26 before. This is not something that I want to make. Okay, as a 0, and now it's closing up the distance. I don't like 55. 55 meaning that I am kind of like pushing it to using 5 grid kind of rules, and that's not really good. Just making it 8, which is good. So now you have 8 space as a spacing. But if you look at this, they are not in the middle. While here is filling in, but this is not in the middle. How do I change it? Can you elaborate on what your question is, Wyatt? You can unmute yourself. It's okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So my question was, when you were filling the space, I saw like how you did that, but I just wasn't sure like what the point of that is.
Exactly. Don't worry.
Cool.
Get this question all the time. Don't
Okay.
worry.
Thank you.
I'll show you why. Okay. So, all right. So first thing first, I want to make this one in the middle. How do I do it? If you hover over your auto layout, you should have this grid pattern. If you move this grid pattern, you see this Facebook is moving to each direction that you want. If it is in the middle, what we want is in the middle. We want to be in the middle, like center is like that. We want the right alignment is right alignment, but for now I want the left alignment. Sounds good? So what's the significance and why we are using this? Great question. There's not why we are doing this if it just doesn't make sense, right? So let's say that you want to add. Okay, let's go back to this, because if I give you example of here, it really doesn't make sense. But if I give you example inside like a text, like a button, it will make more sense. So let's create these buttons. Okay, just make this one as a link. Just use the link for now. Link. Oops, there is not that one. Link, come on, link. Try for free, right? Try for free. Okay. Let's create a button. We can create a button using auto layout. We can do that. To do that, again, Shift A, okay? And then you can make it as a fill, okay? And it really doesn't matter for now what's the color that you are using, just using the picker color, and then there you go. You got it. Good, right? You can have a rounded corner, like you can make it full. It's okay. All right. So I did teach you guys what the fill means, right? Imagine that you have this. See what just happened? It's filling the box. This is how I was creating my buttons before without auto layout. Tell me if you guys experience it. Okay, creating the square, creating this, changing the color. Does this look familiar? Put the text in, put the text here, try it for free. Does this look familiar, guys? Or should I continue this? Does this look familiar enough? So
yeah, I
this is,
do this all the time.
yep. But what happened if you change this one to H, like, let's just change this one to subheading, okay? So you can see it. Change the color to the white. And then you have this. And then you need to adjust like that. It's really not comfortable, is it?
It's very annoying.
Yeah. So why auto layout? A good way to explain what auto layout is used for is this. I change this one to H subheading. You see what happened? You see what just happened? It's following it, what is sticking to the rules that you made early on. Creating tens rules, which is so bad. By default, Figma will give you 10 to 10, which is what you don't want. But let's make it 8 for now. I want to teach you guys the correct way, not the wrong way. But see this. It doesn't work anymore, right? The reason why it doesn't work, again, you use fixed. But if you make it a fill, it worked. So if you have like a lot of tags, you see, it's wrapping up instead of going like that. This is how you explain auto layout function. Auto layout will help you with that. Organization wise, it will automatically do it for you. Does that make sense? This is like the why auto layout is used for. This is number one. So we suddenly creating a button, which is okay. That's cool. All right. So let's come out to back to here to where is your question is. So this is why we creating a button, but why we creating in here, right? You take a look at this. You see that if I'm making all the fill, the space properly to what we want in here. But this is something that we don't want to do. Reason being is that, see that? Like it's too much. It's getting to the point of too much. Even though if you make this one as a fill, it's getting to the point of too much. Right? So how do we fix this? To fix that is pretty easy. You can create a distance here. Oh, not there. In the frame tree, you can create distance here. So it's actually spacing things for you. But can you see what's going on if you start to creating too much space? Yeah. If you don't have auto layout, you wouldn't have that effect. Auto layout will help you to creating this effect. For example, you want to have this distance, minimum of distance is maybe 120, like 8 times 12, 96. So you're creating this 96. And whatever that you do, you will stick to it. See what I mean here? This is what auto is doing for you. It's creating automatically for you. And it's creating the distance. But there's some problem here. If I'm creating the navigation bar, for example, like your screen can be 120 pixel width, right? This is starting to get even nonsense. How do we fix that? Fortunately, the Figma doesn't have the function for you to just fill one component. So you have to create a spacer. This is what they call it, a spacer. It is a thing that you use to just creating a space in between. So you can manually adjust to this to whatever is necessary for it. While this guy, which is the rectangle, what I just creating is a spacer in between. It's just creating the rules for you. That's all it is for. It's just to minimize the gap. Does that make sense? This is what it used for. You can just call this one as a fill, delete the color, and you can't really see it. See what happened? So this is the maximum of things. Then you can move it anymore, because it's when you see that, when you see this passing through there, it's against rules. Make sense? This is how you setting up. There's many ways for you to setting up, but I will show you a way for me that worked for me before. So we can just name this one as navigation bar, and make this one as component. So now, congratulations, you have a button, right? You have a button, you have a navigation bar, right? And make this one as a component, and you have a font style. We can just change this one to whatever is necessary for that. So they got Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. There you go. All right. So let's build this. Come on. That's enough talking. Let's just build this shit. Okay. So do you guys make any medium fidelity before? Medium fidelity, you guys make it. If for those of you who doesn't know what it is basically a wireframe that you are building something like this. Yeah, we have this. We have this guy, and we have a content here, right? So this is content, yeah, and then maybe we have a footer underneath there, right? So this is medium fidelity. You also need to creating the guide. So if you look at here in the intro, take a look at this one. Implementation guideline, design principle, template, right? This is all design system. We're creating grid definition, editorial guidelines. So now let's creating a guidelines. What's the guidelines for your design that you want to make? It's called, you can creating a grid. So if you know this one, you should, it's called, this is what they call it, a grid. This is the grid. Again, by default, Figma will say 10. I hate it, making 8 clears because that's what we use. So 8 grid pattern because what we should be using. And then again, create, and you can creating this. It's a grid to be used. 8 pixel, 8 pixel grid. 8 pixel grid, right? So this is what they use. And then you can add one. Oops, that's not, that's an auto layout. So you can just detach this one because it's not done yet. So creating this, add more. You see here they have a column. This is important. We use maybe like 5 or 12 column is okay. 12 is okay. 12 column. Make sure this is an 8. And then the gutter, just making it maybe by default 16 gutter. So if you look at this, this is 16 gutter. This is what they call it, gutter here. And then just call this one a stretch, it's okay. Margin is for the site. So just call this, maybe this one making it 40. So you have the 40 pixel on the right side before you even go into the gutter. So before you're going into the first column. 40 is a bit too narrow, so 72 would be okay. This is good. All right. Have you guys seen this one before? Tell me. Please tell me yes, you've seen this one. Yeah? Exactly. Good. This is how a good designer should start, using a correct foundation. Okay, so this, you create each of the specific here, you can create it. And again, layout grid, you can just click on that one. See this one, create the style, or you can just delete this one. F1 grid, just call it F1 grid system. And now, whenever that we're creating a new frame, which you guys would do, oh, hold on. That's not what I'm looking for. Desktop. Desktop. And then we're creating a layout grid, which is what we want. We can just use F1 grid and everything that apply to what the rules are. Again, why this is matter? Why we taking so long to build up the freaking just one landing page? Is because when we're creating a good foundation, you do not need to repeat again. Oh my God, I've been speaking for 1 hour. This is the reason why this is only the intro. We need 2 parts to just creating this. Don't worry, it's not done yet, but this is the fundamental of things that you need to know. It will continue. This session will continue soon. Okay? Sadly, you're running out of time, but if you have last question, let me know now, so I can answer you.
Oh, hi, I have a question. Can you hear me properly?
Huh?
Oh, how do you go about customizing a design system if you're adopting one? And how do you customize it to create that level of variation or uniqueness between your product and the design system?
Sorry, I cannot really hear you for some reason. Can you repeat again? Can you repeat again, please?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Now I can.
Okay. How do you go about customizing a design system to create that level of variety or variation or uniqueness between your product that you're using the design system in and the design system? You understand me?
That last part I'm missing. Luis, can you
Okay.
is it my speaker or is it Luis, do you hear the last part?
A little bit. Feel free to put in a chat or to clarify the whole question, just for everyone to get a clear look, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that last part that I'm still missing it, sorry. But what I'm trying to prepare you guys to do is that the reason why we're building up design system from the foundation style is because when you are making this whole product pricing about contact, you do not have like misguided or like misguideline, or like the style is not matching up. This is the reason why before you even go into like high fidelity, you should create a design system for your own. This is a very basic one, guys. So how do you go about customizing design system that you are adopting to create the level of uniqueness or variety between your product and the design system? All right, so when you are already here, right, or when you are trying to building something, you maybe have an idea of what to build first, right? Like, hey, I want a header, I want a here like a hero page, right? I want the hero page. The uniqueness of your design is really on you to create it. Okay, let me trace back a bit. When I'm designing some stuff, or when I'm creating my first design system, it may not be perfect at first. I may need iterating it. until it makes sense or until it's completed. If you are creating level of uniqueness of value, if you are, hold on a second. I'm not really sure how to answer this. This is kind of like tricky one. But if you are talking about the finished product, it's really depending on the design. If you are talking about how the complexity of your design system is really trying to organizing your design system to the very bare basic minimum, because the easiest it is to see in your asset, the easier it is to be used. Does that make sense? Do I make myself make sense, or is it just not making sense at all?
I think she said not really.
Okay, for example, using Google Material 3, create how do I customize that? Okay. Yes. Remember that I said to you that each of the specific here, when you're creating a design system, you can customize it. So if you are want to change this one to yellow or purple or whatever color that you want, it will not affect your main. So the point of design system, so other people that it's not you, or you do not mess up with the main component. This is the reason why we have a design system. Design system is for you to creating a rule book from the basic. This is probably the one that you publish, right? But this is the main component. You can customize this as unique as you want, but you will not affecting any of this basic foundation of things. Does that make sense? Design, you can you can imagine it like this. You're creating a pencil. So this is your design system. From this design system have link, social media icon, and maybe your font, right? Okay, so this is what design system is. And from the bottom here, this is your design. Your design is fully customizable, but they have a strict guidelines of what to do. That strict guidelines, for example, hey, this spacing here need to be 8 no matter what. This spacing here need to be 8 no matter what. You're creating these rules in the social media guideline. Yeah. Does that make sense? The uniqueness of your design system, if you are talking about design system, is in here, in this level. This is where you can create the uniqueness. Design system itself, everything need to be standard and can be used for every single thing. Got it. Great. All right. So I have another question. Do I need to create a design system for lo-fi or mid-fi stage? I would say in between mid-fi and the high fidelity. That's when you are starting to create design system. Therefore, when you are creating your full design system later on, or you have you're creating a task or whatever, you do not need to repeat everything else. You do not need to revert back. You just need to change one thing. For example, hey, the user feel like clicking this buttons, right? Clicking these buttons is kind of like clicking this one too. You know, it's not good. The spacing here is too small. So you just need to change this, making it 24. Everything else should change to 24. See, this is all your design system. Make sense? All right, any more questions before I hop off, or I'm gonna continue this one? for next one. This is the reason why I say to CJ, we need second one. We cannot just one time here.
Hey everyone, on behalf of IterateUX, we would like to thank you so much for watching this week's event. If you like the content, please leave a like and subscribe. We'll have events every Thursday at 5:30 Pacific Time. Join our Discord in the description to find out more.